Hi, it's Dr. Shauna giving you a cancer update. It's been a few months. I am a physician, but more relevant to this video, I am a patient of T-cell large granular lymphocytic leukemia, LGLL. So before I get into the update, this viewer asked if I had a video on what my symptoms were prior to diagnosis. And so I didn't have a video, so I want to share it on this video now. Prior to diagnosis, the most significant symptom of the LGLL for me was extreme fatigue. Extreme fatigue. So I was an exercise fanatic, not a fanatic, but like I didn't exercise more than 45 minutes in a day usually, but I was very consistent in doing that for decades because my past is that I overcame childhood and adulthood obesity and also became a physician of bariatric medicine. So I treated patients non-surgically, obese patients non-surgically, and help them with weight loss. So that was a big part of my life, just exercise and staying healthy, staying fit. And well, let me just show you. So this is me at age 50, 2017. I was an active bariatrician in private practice, very passionate about the lessons that I was teaching to my overweight and obese patients. And don't panic if you overate yesterday. That's natural. We all do it sometimes. Don't freak out. Forget about dieting. I'm going to give you just a few simple tips to lose all of the weight you need to lose absolutely painlessly. This is how I lost almost 60 pounds, and I've kept it off for almost now a decade. Do not resort to dieting. Moving that body was and is a big part of my message. So for extreme fatigue with exercise intolerance to be my number one symptom, boy, it really hit me where it hurts. And it still is quite challenging. My tolerance is nowhere near what it was back then. An active lifestyle was a family affair for me. Many of my family members have had to lose weight over the years, including my kids. So we literally practiced what I preached. And this is me on high-dose steroids. Yeah. Feel my pain? This is me earlier this year during a hospitalization and post-discharge period while I was on high-dose steroids for LGLL. My first time ever on steroids. Not only did I transform into a human balloon, but I couldn't even exercise to the extent that I would have liked to at least help slow the progression of weight gain. I was and am very passionate about the subject. I wrote a book on it, produced an audiobook, and used to speak on the subject quite frequently. Yeah. So profound fatigue is what I would say I had prior to diagnosis, and I still struggle with after diagnosis. That was the overwhelming symptom for me with LGLL. And the reason why I mentioned the exercise, I would begin to move about, kind of aerobically. And within a minute, my lips were turning blue and my heart was racing, and, it was just an abnormal state. Did I mention I got it? All right, I was trying to kind of keep that down a little bit. We have a new member of our family, and her name is Bella, and she promised to be quiet if I was going to keep her in the room. Sorry about that. Anyway, okay, I'll kick her out if she keeps doing that. She's usually pretty quiet, but another dog is barking, so she's responding. Okay, so we only had her for 12 days. Okay. So, yeah, profound exercise intolerance, fatigue. I mean, just activity intolerance, walking up one flight of stairs. And this is a person I'm so sorry. I used to jog 5 miles a day, at least 3.5 miles a day, 5 or 6 days a week, for years. Okay, Bella, shh. Now I would walk up one flight of stairs and I would get winded, and that was consistent for months and months. So then I went to donate blood, and they did a little finger poke on me and saw that my hemoglobin was, in the 9s at that point. So I couldn't donate blood, and that's what prompted me to have a full panel of labs. And then the leukemia was revealed, and this was in late April, early May of 2021. So as far as symptoms after, same, what I began doing, which I talk about in every single video, is juicing, which brought all of my white blood cells into normal range. The neutropenic state resolved, and my neutrophils went from Bella. I know. I'm gonna have to. I know. Sorry, I'm gonna have to toss her out. I just hate to toss her out. Okay, she's sitting next to my feet right now, so maybe we can do this. Right. So, yes, the juicing brought the neutrophils from half of what they should be into normal range. They doubled. They brought my lymphocytes from the state of being doubled to half into normal range, below half. And so they were almost at 10,000. I brought them down to about, below 3,900. And so, yeah, the juicing normalized my white blood cells, but it did not touch the hemolytic anemia. I landed in the hospital for 10 days, was discharged 3 weeks later. I was back for another, I think 5 days, and at that point, I think it was right before the second hospitalization, I was like, okay, give me the methotrexate. I had avoided it up until that point because the juicing was doing so well for me and my energy was better, but because the juicing had not touched the hemolytic anemia, it really didn't have much of an effect. So, there you have it. Symptoms before diagnosis, extreme fatigue, weakness. Symptoms after diagnosis, extreme fatigue, weakness, which has improved. I've had several blood transfusions off and on here and there, what have you, of course, in the hospital, but once or twice outside of the hospital. I think just once outside of the hospital, outpatient. And of course, symptoms improve, less fatigue, less weakness, everything's great for a while until the hemolysis catches up with all the new red blood cells. So yeah, so hopefully that answers your question. And now, thanks for watching.
Say hi to the people, Bella.
Onward.